big serving Krajcek. So now it's Hlasek and Mancini to see who takes on Michael Chang. And Fred Stolle, 2 surprise semi-finalists.
Yeah, well, Alberto Mancini's had a terrific week, Cliff, as you said here. He's beaten Boris Becker and Richard Krajcek. This is the best tournament he's had, and the fans have certainly helped him on his way there. And with a lot of heavy topspin, windy conditions tonight, I look for him to go a little further.
All right, Fred, again, we have some pretty windy conditions. Let's take a look at Alberto Mancini, though, and see how you feel about his strengths and weaknesses.
Well, the ground strokes, we talked about that. Lots of heavy topspin, endurance. He can play for a long period, and inspiration. And, of course, the crowd are going to help him there. We put in a weakness of the volley. He doesn't volley real well under pressure. I don't expect that he'll have to go to the net too much tonight.
All right, he has played inspired tennis. I'd certainly agree with that, Fred. How about Jakob Hlasek of Switzerland? How do you view his success?
Well, he's had a great week too, Cliff. The only thing is that he beat Robbie Weiss, who took out Stefan Edberg, and then he faced Cherkasov, who was the 25th seed, so not as impressive. The serve and volley and the power, variety, but that forehand, I think, may break down under the windy conditions tonight, and he hasn't really played a lot of big matches.
All right, Fred, your voice is getting better.
It's going to make it through the night, man.
Not a heck of a lot better. Stay with us for another couple of hours, and it'll be over, at least for tonight. Mary Carilla, they have played against each other only once.
It was only once. It was in 1989. That was Alberto Mancini's best year ever. He sort of came out of nowhere. He won Monte Carlo on slow rake clay, won the Italian Open, and then at the French Open, also on slow rake clay, his very favorite surface. As you can see, he beat Hlasek in 5 sets. He is a very, very strong clay court player, a baseline player. He's been trying to play more and more hardcourt tennis, and he's quite good at it. I think he might have a problem against Hlasek, who has more of an all-court game and should really play better on this surface. But again, as Fred said, it's so important to remember that the fans here, when they back the South American players, the Spanish-speaking fans of this area, even when there's not a lot of them, they're very, very noisy, very, very vocal. I think it'll be Davis Cup type conditions pulling for the man from Argentina, and that could really help him, because it sure helped Gabriela Sabatini beat Steffi Graf last night. We've seen it happen a lot here.
It did. It makes the matches exciting too, kind of like that Davis Cup atmosphere, don't you? Well, it is Jakob Hlasek taking on Alberto Mancini in the semi-final of the men's singles here. Our coverage of this match is being brought to you by Lipton Iced Tea. This is refreshment that's one of a kind. This is Lipton Tea Time. By IBM, whatever your size, whatever your needs, IBM is working to bring you the best solutions. By Lincoln Mercury, in the complete line of 1992 Lincolns and Mercuries. And by Budweiser, the king of beers, who reminds you friends know when to say when. Second of 2 semi-final matches today, Jakob Hlasek and Alberto Mancini, when we come back.
Fine. Hello, hello, hello. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1.
Give me a 10. Give me a 50. Give me a change. I'm ready. Give me a 10. Give me a talk back. 1, 2, 3.
Una, dos, tres. Jakob.
Tight Kaiba.
Jakob. Yeah. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, as a courtesy to the guests and to the players on stadium court, please, no smoking tonight in the stadium. Thank you for your cooperation.
Huh? 2 hours, and what do we got, a 2-hour show? I'd cut out the stand-up.
2 minutes, 2 minutes.
Yeah, and I'd join it. I'd join it at 1-1 in the second. Yep. Yeah, because of time limitations, we've thrown out all that garbage in the stand-up, and we're gone to tennis. It's 1-1 in the second set, and from here on, this is a wing dinger.
A wing dinger.
Yeah. And I want to mention in the graphics and that I want a Kyron put up, produced by Fred Stolle. Thank you.
No, that's right. That's right. I threw one in the other day, Brian, when I said if the show's no good, you can call Williams, right? Yeah.
1 minute.
Who's the chair umpire there? Is that Richard Kauf, Rudy Berger? He's starting to look like Richard Kaufman. They've both been too close to the table.
Kathy says they don't do cricket.
Ladies and gentlemen, the semi-final match just a free card to receive.
How's Kath feeling? Has she settled in comfortably down there? Is she
Elected to receive.
settled in comfortably? Well, there's Kathy got to change her clothing now.
Serving pretty well, isn't he?
Yeah. Serving great in practice.
Time. Find a seat, please. Seat down.
Second semi-final match. Who's going to play Michael Chang? You'll find out if you stay with us. Alberto Mancini, who last year didn't even play this tournament. He was playing a challenger at the time. He was way down near the 130 mark on the computer. Now, of course, that has all changed. He's in the 20s, and he'll be in the top 20 if he wins this tournament. So he will take on Jakob Hlasek. Best of 3 sets.
15.
Served a lot better as this tournament has progressed. Beginning of the match against Boris Becker, he served mediocrely, and then at the end he was hitting winners. Agenor in the second round, Todd Witzkin, who's doing well in the doubles, Boris Becker and Richard Krutchek in 3 sets. So he made it here.
Yeah, I think Becker let him off the hook a little bit. Becker won the first set pretty convincingly, going to the net 20-odd times and winning 4 times in the second. And Mancini was too solid in the third.
40 love.
How about Jakob Hlasek, first round, and then Blackman, Izaga, Weiss. That was a good draw for him because Robbie Weiss, of course, beat the number 2 seed, Stefan Edberg.
There's not a player in there that has a big shot. Blackman in the first round maybe, but Izaga, Weiss, and then Cherkasov are a good, solid clay quarters and hard court players, but none of those 3 fellas have a winning shot that could hurt.
40-15.
Jakob Hlasek. Hlasek, a good, solid all-rounder.
Game point Mancini. Todd Witzkin's in the doubles final with Ken Fleck.
Mancini, first game.
Mancini wins the first game, best of 3 sets, 1 game to love. First set.
Well, all the cheap seats are full anyway. Oh, he did have
Bresnik, yeah. Gunther Bresnik.
Don't you remember him at the Grand Slam Cup?
Yeah.
He used to wear he was wearing the goofy hat. Right, with Patrick. There he is in the goofy hat. No, the guy next to him. There he is. There's Gunther. That's him.
Who's the guy next to him?
Gunther Bresnik. Didn't he coach
Yeah.
that good? One game to love. Mancini, first set. This is Hlasek serving. 27 years old, born in Prague, as I said, moved very early, 4 years old about, to Zurich, Switzerland. So he learned all of his tennis in Switzerland, 6'2".
Well, Mancini's been surprised. Or he has surprised Hlasek, 22 years of age. You can see 164 pounds. Misiones, Argentina. And Buenos Aires is where he lives. He was in Hawaii representing Argentina in the Davis Cup, which you folks may have seen just a few weeks ago. A fabulous Monolani resort on the Big Island.
Oh.
That's happened on 3 occasions today now, where players, Courier did that once, I think Chang did it once, where they've just looked at it and whiffed it. So not just framed it, just totally missed it.
Got to have been a bad bounce.
Can't believe it. I think it's because they closed the face of the racket so far. The ball hits the line and skips through. They don't have time to come through and open or close, come back and make contact with it, because the racket face is closed on the way back.
30 all. Davis Cup, he lost to Andre Agassi on the first day in straight sets, and then Pete Sampras when it was all over on the final day, also in straight sets. That's Mancini, of course. Only 1 set against Jakub Hlasek.
He's played so solidly. He's also only been broken 4 times in 4 matches.
It was to Andrei Cherkasov.
Better game with his hard court surfaces. We said before, because he can play from the baseline as well as the net, you would think that he would be rewarded more on this hard court surface, because he'll be making time and again, it would seem, easier shots from more advantageous positions on the court.
A little bit of good fortune.
Hey, that's the way it's been all week for Mancini, and you've got to take it when it arrives. To win any event, you've got to have a little bit of luck in running.
Jakub Hlasek went down to Johannesburg in 1988 and won a tournament there that helped him get to the year-end championship. And it was the best section of his career ever. There's his career hard court record.
That's when he did well at the Masters in New York.
Yeah. Peter van Lendl there, among others, have been very impressed with him in that match.
I think you'll find Hlasek be a little more patient than Boris Becker was against Mancini a couple of matches ago.
Good move. He threw that lob up into the wind. It was too short, but directionally it was well played. He did well to get back to it. There it is again. Watch, it goes over his head now. See, the wind is blowing left to right. So where does he hit it? Up toward the left so that it can blow it back right. But as I said, it was just too short. Game point. No breaks yet. 2 games to 1. First set. Reset. Semi-final. Men's singles. We're on Key Biscayne.
I mean, that's just thank you.
Time. Fun things quickly, please.
Mary Carrillo says the guy with the goofy hat, Gunter Bresnik.
He is not. He's a man who's not afraid to wear a goofy hat. That's not the first time I've ever seen him take a fashion risk, like Fred Stolly has been willing to do this week. Very fine coach. In fact, he was working. The last time we saw him was at the Compact Grand Slam Cup. He was working with Pat McEnroe as well. He's worked with a bunch of the guys. A couple, I should say.
15 love.
Looked as though that volley maybe deep, or was going deep. And obviously the wind may have pulled it up. It wasn't a very good shot offered by Mancini though.
Never passed the 4th round at the Lipton.
But he has made noise here before. Remember, a few years ago, he beat Mats Wilander on this very court, and afterwards, Wilander said it was the biggest forehand he thought he'd ever faced.
Remember, Boris Becker said the same kind of thing about him after losing to him in the final at Monte Carlo a couple of years ago. He said, this guy hits the ball as hard off the ground as anybody that I've ever played against.
The most dramatic match I ever saw Alberto Mancini play was at the Italian Open in 1989. He was way down to Andre Agassi in the final. In fact, he faced a match point. He held it off and then ended up killing Agassi in the 5th set.
6 love, wasn't it? 5th set.
The interesting thing about that match was that when Mancini won it, he became a great hero of Italy because it was found out, of course, the Italians love claiming names like Mancini as their own, and in fact his great-grandfather was born in southern Italy.
121 mile an hour, that serve. Mancini's a strong lad.
By the way, that's why they're crazy about Gabriella Sabatini as well in Italy. She's won the Italian too, and her grandparents are also Italian. But the interesting thing is, so captivated was the country of Italy by this man, and so impressed was Adriano Panatta, the Italian Davis Cup captain. Got him by him that they actually tried to nationalize Mancini as an Italian for Davis Cup. It didn't happen. He plays for Argentina.
2-3, first set.
That was a pretty good whack that he right square in the rear end.
Man, if you're out, if you just take it to commercial.
Well, I figured there was time for you to do something.
Yeah.
Talk about the balls going, well, never mind. Oh, God. There's only one, Reggie, but you know what? They like
Take a look and see what happened again. 3-2 first set. Mancini, we're on serve. Jakob Hlasek, tell you what, look at this serve. Talk about the speed of the serve. He said, okay, I've had enough. I'm not going to attempt to mess with that one.
Did a 360, and I'll bet that hurt. 120 mile an hour.
That's only his first double fault and 9th of the tournament. As we've been saying, this man has been holding serve very convincingly.
Anticipation too on this passing shot. I was looking for it to go down the line.
It was a great passing shot. This one full stretch. You see how he snaps the wrist. That's just like a Sabatini backhand. We've talked about the wrist work on that, how they're able to do that at the last minute, last split second. This week is going to give Mancini a lot of confidence on this clay, on this hardcore surface, because of the fact that all these titles have come on clay. That's 2 double faults in this game for Hlasek.
None for Mancini yet.
Overruled, and Hlasek will get 2 serves. Mancini's going to wander up and have a talk, have a look.
Yeah, they're only supposed to overrule when it's not so close. That one will look to be pretty close. It's a tough call for Rudy Berger.
Game point Hlasek. He's going to head over with Marc Rosset of Switzerland to Nîmes in France to take on the French on clay next weekend in the Davis Cup, while the US take on Czechoslovakia.
And the Australian boys head off to Sweden.
In fact, the French have now played 6 straight matches at home. 4 last year. This is the 2nd this year.
Hope you've enjoyed our coverage of the Lipton now in Australia on Nine's Wide World of Sports. Women's finals to come up, and of course the men's final on Sunday.
This is Fred Stoller that you're listening to, folks. Just a little different voice. He's got some throat problems.
We want to say hi to Michelle Bartlett back in Australia.
Yeah, that's right.
It's just about the only thing that this tournament could use. It's got everything. Press officer at the Australian Open. What a job she does. A good hold for Hlasek.
Three first set. No breaks. Even more penetrating serving really from Alberto Mancini so far than Hlasek. He just seemed to turn it around. That match with Becker, it's been good ever since. He's turning things around on hard courts finally. Up to now, it hasn't been too successful a campaign for Mancini, as you can see. He has lost more matches on a hard court than he's won. Of course, the clay court record is entirely different. 3 singles titles have all been on clay.
See how much more he plays on clay also. Same as the South Americans, they a lot more on clay than they do on the hard courts. They only play here for a few weeks of the year when they come to the US Open and a couple of lead-up tournaments.
Mancini seemed not quite sure how to play this, whether to take it in the air or allow it to bounce. And his decision cost him. Look.
Tough to go backwards and play a volley.
Close on that one. Again, all that topspin, Fred, as you said, that racket face very closed when he makes his swing into the ball, so you can miss-hit him sometime, although in general it's a high percentage shot. 30 all in this game.
He's missed 3 or 4 of them, though, like that, where he just hasn't got him to the net. The way he sort of rolls it over from the elbow area and
Great point for Hlasek. Hlasek, I think, is playing a smart match against Mancini. He's trying to mix it up. He's not going to one part of the court too often. He's sometimes staying back, sometimes coming to the net. The baseliner as solid as Mancini has to be kept guessing.
As you said, break point, first one.
This is good tennis because he worked his way into the net with that one. Didn't overplay the ball. Finally got in, and Hlasek was about 20 feet behind the baseline when he played this one. Mancini, see where that volley landed? He didn't go for depth to get it over the net and make sure of it.
Oh. That's where he's so tough, Mancini. Hits the ball so hard. He got a lot of confidence. He loves the target at the net there.
His last one is a tough one. With Hlasek's there, he's got to make the shot. That may have drifted out, but it's a tough call. When you're in that position, he's a yard inside that sideline there. You've got to make a stab at the volley. You can't let it go.
Game point now.
The thing that I'm interested in here is Mancini, when he played Becker, said that in the first set he didn't get good depth on the ball. He lost it, and Becker relaxed a little bit. Then Mancini said the reason for that was because he hit with more depth. Well, I think he's a little short tonight. I don't think he's getting much shot on either, much depth, length on either the forehand or the backhand at the moment. Mancini now likes to think of himself as pretty much an all-court player when he gets the opportunity. Just see how strong he is. He changes the grip for that volley. That big Western grip, he gets around to the continental grip for both volleys.
Game point again. 9 of 12. 5 of 6 net points point.
Both players with a very high success rate when they get to the net.
In Mancini's case, by the time he's made his decision to come into the net, in his mind, the point's already won. 4 games to 3, Mancini. We're still on serve, but this match is heating up.
Thanks for the support in the truck, Russ.
What's he come up here and call it for, Roddy? We can go down and sit down there like you.
Hlasek, Mancini playing in the semi-final of the men's singles. 4-3 Mancini were on serve in the first set. This is America's oldest endurance race. This track underwent major renovations following the race in 1990. It widened and resurfaced. 3.7-mile road course. Join us for that, our coverage here on ESPN from Sebring, Florida.
Speaking of a redo, when this tournament ends on Sunday, it will take 11 days to break down everything here. And as soon as that's done, all the stands and everything that was added to this place and is brought to this place every year to create the Lipton will be torn down. And almost immediately thereafter, the new stadium will begin to get built. Permanent stadium to house this championship.
Total new look. I tried to get it out. I meant a total new look. That's better.
Not much, Chris.
Not much better. I'm sorry.
Why would Mancini not have made a swing at that one? He had to have thought it was going down the backhand side because it certainly looked like it was within reach. Over 100-mile-an-hour serve.
Pretty good serve.
Yeah, it was wide. It's too wide.
40-50.
Anytime I watch Jakob Hlasek at the Lipton, you can't help but remember the match he played a couple of years ago against Stefan Edberg. 3 tiebreakers in a row. And on match point, Hlasek hit a shot that was called out, and believe me, it was good because I was right there, and everybody knew it. There were whistles and hoots, and Hlasek could not believe his shot was called out. He ended up losing the match. It was a heartbreaker. Even Edberg felt that the shot was called incorrectly.
Nothing wrong with that one, though. 4 games all, first set. Michael Chang waiting for the winner early today. He really gave Jim Courier a hard time. Courier had trouble with the wind, with his confidence, and most of all, he had trouble with Michael Chang. Men's section prize money here starts out with $197,000, 280 IBM ATP Tour points, 103 to get to the final. So these players have pocketed $54,600 so far, playing for about $50,000 tonight.
It's a very difficult thing for Hlasek to volley. Not only the fact that these ground strokes are ripping off of Mancini's racket, but that there's so much topspin as well. It's not easy to control at the net.
Clay court player, he can really, when he's firing on all cylinders on the serve, get it up there.
Well, he's strong, man. He's got a forearm like Rod Laver.
He sort of uses his fastball, though, as the changeup. A lot of times you see that, sort of a clay court serve, 88 miles an hour. He holds again at low.
4 games all. Make that 5 games to 4. Mancini leads in the first set. We'll be back to this break.
Still a lot of people arriving.
Do you really? Is that true? It's not even close. Really?
Hi.
Mancini leading Jakob.
5
5 games to 4, no breaks yet.
Mancini does a good job to get this one, tries to slice it down, but once you do that, it gets above the net. Look at the way he props here and gets back. Wind's playing a little bit of havoc there. Last point on the volley, Hlasek expected Mancini to just scamper across the other side of the court. Went back in behind him on the volley.
$102.
I tell you, this shot takes strength, folks. You can't do this one unless you really muscle the ball. Look where he hits it. Up around his shoulders and lets that thing go. It's past Hlasek. Look where Hlasek never got to the service line. Tried to do it again.
Mancini wins this match. They will have two Argentines in the final here. In 1989, he and Gabriele Sabatini were in the final of the Italian, but that wasn't played the same week. Hlasek holds on. 5-all first set. Only one break point in the set. Mancini's been going for that first serve from time to time. Nearly 60% on first serves. That's a good percentage. And look at that. Very high percentage one on both first and second serve.
I think that's interesting. He did that in his semi-final match. He had a better percentage of points won on his second serve than he did on his first. You don't often find that.
Second serve has got more spin on it, and some players would rather play against speed than spin. Surely Jim Courier would have begged for more miles per hour from Michael Chang's service games today. He was not able to even breathe near Chang's serves, many of which weren't even getting past the 80s.
Easy game for Mancini. Only one break point so far. 6-5 first set. Everybody showed for the match tonight, I'll say that.
Yeah.
They're still coming in. Still coming in.
Got
yeah.
No, it's
no,
not.
it's not his coach. He's a past Davis Cup friend.
Isn't that Gattaca?
That might be Gattaca, the young guy next to him. Yeah.
We were just waiting for that service profile thing you guys were going to show.
Hi.
Alejandro. Six games to 5, Mancini. This is Hlasek serving. He will try to win this game to get into a tiebreaker in the first set.
Thank you.
That shot just gives you an idea of the touch and the finesse that the clay courters have. They like to play a lot of angles, have a little bit more time to do that on clay.
All. Mancini doesn't hit the ball as early as, say, a Jim Courier or an Andre Agassi, but he nevertheless doesn't wait for it too long. Watch this.
Hlasek was pretty happy after this one. He did a little jog. Look, he starts a little trot into the net. Got that one by him.
All right, the preliminaries are over. Here's the tiebreak in the first set. The tiebreak record this year, Hlasek 1-2 and Mancini 0-1.
Well, that's the shot that Mary was talking about earlier. Hlasek had a bit of bad luck because of the approach hit the top of the tape. What that did, it gave Mancini all the time in the world to set up, plant the front foot, get all the top spin he wanted, and that made it a very difficult volley for Hlasek.
2 to Mancini.
2-1.
Oh boy, that was close. I think I might have hit that one. That was just floated down. This one was pushed on the forehand side, plays it down the line, and he thinks that it may in, and it may be in. He can't believe. There's the look. The umpire, when the out call came, it was a close one.
Mancini left home when he was 14 years old to move to Buenos Aires so that he could be with his coach and work under his tutelage, and he said it was a very drastic, rough decision at the time, but now, of course, he doesn't regret it because look what dividends it's paid.
Mancini comes from an absolutely beautiful part of Argentina, Misiones. If you saw the movie The Mission with Robert De Niro, Jeremy Irons, it was shot right there. And if you saw the scenery in that movie, it was absolutely magnificent. Jungles and mountains and waterfalls everywhere. Not a lot of tennis courts, though. He really had to go to move to Buenos Aires to work on his game. Father was an engineer there.
4-2 Mancini.
Well, he's ahead here 4-2 in the tiebreaker, and they will change ends. See who the fastest servers are here. Goran Ivanisevic at 127, then Mancini next, along with Pete Sampras, Marcus Zucker.
This is all only on centre court. They don't have that speed gun on the outside courts. Marc Rosset might have handled that out the outside court when he lost. Gee, he went for the most difficult shot then. He was about 8 feet behind the baseline and tried to pull it around, go over the highest part of the net.
On serve, no, Mancini has a mini break.
That is the weakness that we talked about with Hlasek. It's a pretty solid shot, the forehand, but he misses a lot more of them on the big points. It's Willie Orbone, the guy there in the second row in the grey sweater, and that's his coach, Alex Gatica. Mancini, that is.
All right, that's 3 set points for Alberto Mancini.
Willie Orbone lives here locally, played Davis Cup for Argentina, and I would think spends a fair bit of time with Mancini whilst he's here. Guillermo Orbone.
Saves one. He'll serve one more, and then Mancini will have a set point on his own serve.
105 mile an hour. I thought that was a bit faster than that. This always amazes me why the crowd boo when they ask for the tennis ball back. It's not like football. You just don't go out and get another one. You've got 6 balls out there, and they're all being used. They're all different.
More like baseball, if everybody gets to keep the ball.
Yeah.
Keeping the pressure on Jakob Hlasek. He wins the first set in the tiebreaker.
Meanwhile, back in Chiron, one heart swells as the other breaks.
I don't have it now.
Yeah. How's Ratchy doing in there?
He was pretty happy with that one.
Yeah.
Semi-final men's singles here at the Lipton. This is the second semi-final. The winner will take on Michael Chang. Take a look and watch again one of the most interesting shots to watch in tennis. The topspin lob.
Unbelievable how they play that. Very difficult shot to have done a few years ago. And watch Mancini's reaction. mistakes. He played this one perfectly. There it is again. Those in the last minute wrist snap. He throws the weight. Shoulders go up and out after it, and he thinks that's not a bad shot.
Gives him the first set. Hlasek will serve first game of the second set.
You worry about rotator cuffs when you see a guy throw his shoulder at something like that as hard as he does.
Remember how Guillermo Vilas used to do that? Argentina's greatest ever player.
But aren't they both similar builds? They're both strong, so
bulls.
Strong. Bulls, exactly.
In '89, when Mancini had such a good year and got into the top 10, it was the first Argentine in the top 10 since Jose Luis Clerc, another fine player from down there.
Yeah, he did the Davis Cup when Argentina played the US. He was one of the commentators.
Like Mancini says, his game is more like Clerc's than it is Vilas's.
To me, he's faster than either one of them.
Hlasek is in trouble. You know, Mancini is on a roll. He hasn't missed very much in this match, and he can really put pressure on you if you just try to stay and rally with him. And he has enough firepower from the baseline to really get your attention as well. Over the net. No chance for Hlasek, and this is 3 break points.
We said earlier in this match, when he had his first net cord on an important point, when things go right, you get all the lucky net cords, and he's just got one now that could break this second set open.
Great serve, but Mancini, as quick as he is, got to that one and get it right back to Hlasek.
Hlasek made a great save here. Watch this ripping forehand, and that's a good firm volley. If it had gone way up in the air, he could have had another crack at it, but that one had pace on it.
Yeah, that's too tough. I think Mancini just making him play every shot. He can serve as well as he likes at this point, Hlasek, and Mancini just able to get him back. So 1 set and 1 game to love.
Did Mancini block that last return back? I didn't see it. Did he hit it backhand or forehand?
I don't even remember. It was a backhand.
Time.
Did he block it? Can we have a look at it? Okay. Well,
This is the story of the match.
Right. Downtown Miami has a pretty impressive skyline. Night or day. First set and 1 game to love. Hlasek.
one of the most impressive things about Alberto Mancini tonight has been the return of serve, particularly off the forehand side. And it's a good lesson for all you club players that want to tee off and hit winners off first serves. He's chipped it back and he's made the passing shot. Hasn't gone for the outright winner off the return. That's the story in the first set. No breaks of serve. Hlasek won less than half of his net approaches, which means that Mancini has been passing very, very well. 11 winners and 9 unforced errors. That's good tennis.
Yeah, it presents a problem when you're an aggressive player and you come into the net and you lose more points than you win, because it's it's your choice when to come in, so presumably you'll usually choose a time when it's to your advantage. That's why your net play is usually effective. 15 all. Take a marvelous effort for Hlasek to make any moves on this Monday night, but I just feel like Mancini is just playing so confidently, hitting the ball so crisply that he's got Hlasek's number, at least for now.
Well, I think so. I felt earlier that topspin would win this match for him. It's not over yet, but Mancini's just hit a few more winners than Hlasek. The wind, though, helps somebody that hits with heavy topspin more so than the conventional player. Hits it flat or with a little bit of slice. If you can use the wind with slice, it's fine, but the heavy topspin is much more effective in my opinion. The ball comes over, it dips all the time, lands in the court a little quicker.
You know, it's interesting you say that, Fred, because I think that Mancini shares the same quality as Sabatini. The more aggressive they want to become, the more topspin they put on the ball. Actually, they actually seem to make fewer errors because they're really ripping through it. I mean, it's a wonderful, it's wonderful for your game when the harder you hit it, you know, you make your stroke. The more aggressive you want to be, the more you're rewarded. I think for most players who, without that topspin, that's just not true at all, is it?
But also when they hit with that topspin, I agree with you. When they get aggressive with the topspin, they're also at that stage playing very well.
He's doing the same thing on the passing shot, Mancini, now as well. He's just hitting it very confidently. See, he's almost happier when Hlasek comes in. Missed that one, but only just. That was game point for him. Back to deuce.
You folks at home want another free lesson? Watch this from the baseline and listen. Don't just listen to the footwork of Alberto Mancini, the little steps that he takes, not big steps. Just listen to the squeak of those tennis shoes on that court as he gets in position to hit the ball. Well, you can't learn too much from that. As soon as you start wanting to do that, things happen, don't they? Double fault. The only double fault of the match.
And a break point for Hlasek now.
And it's Hlasek's second break point in the match. He had one the first set, didn't convert.
Interesting move. Put the big serve in, comes into the net. And Hlasek didn't make the return, so back at deuce. 99 miles an hour. Boy, I would have credited that with a little more if I'd been asked to guess. Listen to the footwork here, Fred, on Mancini.
There's little tiny steps there, quick steps into the net, quick steps on the volley. Yeah. That's well played. You
Sounds
don't
like
see
basketball.
You don't see a big step taken.
Not quite sure what to do tactically at the moment. Jakob Hlasek has the feeling that if he comes into the net, he's going to get past. On the other hand, he feels like he's got to, because staying back with Mancini is not going to help him much. Mancini having the option to come into the net or just stay back and rally with him. He's playing very, very high percentage tennis at the moment, Mancini. Sports Center tonight following the tennis, so stay tuned. Chris Myers, Jim Bergamo, NCAA tournament highlights, Lipton highlights, and the Hearns Barclay preview.
That block forehand again. It's a smart move. Somebody rifles a serve down 100 miles an hour. You don't try to hit it back at 150. Lock it back, get it low. Make it low volley.
Yeah, that was a wild second serve. It's his third ace. Double fault, rather. Unforced errors for Hlasek. See, that's what's hurting him at this point. Mancini for the match 12.
That one scooted off the service line. So a little bit of luck for Hlasek, and he could use a little of that right now. Already down a break in a set at the 1 hour mark.
Game point, though. Yeah, a lot of help the net was to him. Watch.
Well, this is the third occasion that a little bit of luck has gone Mancini's way, and you can see the disgusted look from Jakob Hlasek as he drops his shoulders and his head.
Miss hit, that one will go wide. Game Hlasek. 2 games to 1 Mancini and 1 set. First set of the tiebreak. We'll be back after this. Sounds like a look at deal to me.
Hlasek must have just changed clothing contracts, because he used to play with Bally.
All right. I like that stuff.
Yeah.
I know that look good.
Bally have got Rosé now on their team.
Have they? Yeah. Well, Hlasek's gone because he's that's Lecoq. Huh?
Lecoq.
What? What did he say?
Mancini in the tiebreaker, and then he leads it 2 games to 1 here with the break in the second set. Davis Cup next weekend here on ESPN on Friday, 11 a.m. live coverage of the first day, and then Saturday at midnight you can watch tape-delayed coverage of the doubles, and on Sunday of the reverse singles. That's the USA and Czechoslovakia. Peter Korda, Karl Novacek, and of course for the USA, McEnroe, Agassi, Sampras, Ricky Leach. View of how badly this year has started for Andre Agassi. I wonder what Tom Gorman is. I wonder if he wishes that he had chosen somebody else for the second round of the Davis Cup at this point.
Well, Pete Sampras isn't exactly going in on a high either.
No.
But, you know, he kind of struggled here before losing to Michael Chang so badly.
Neither would Jim Courier if he'd have gone in and played either.
Why indeed not Jim Courier, who is still the #1 player in the world. He will be until the end of this week, and the new computer comes out, then he'll be #2.
Okay, that was Courier's decision, not Tom Gorman's. Captain Gorman, I'm sure, would love to have had the #1 player in the world for the first or the second this tie coming up, but Jim had already made up his schedule 6-8 months ago, he said.
Yeah, he didn't want to do it.
He said he's available, and if the Americans can get themselves into the semis, he's madly available. Third ace of the night for Mancini.
I don't think if they get the semis, they can risk putting Courier in, because his Davis Cup record is a little suspect at the moment. But then you've got to get, you know, you've got to bring into the equation now Michael Chang.
I should say.
And he's been a terrific Davis Cup player.
Third round will either be in Minneapolis against Sweden, depending on the outcome of the Sweden-Australia Davis Cup tie. Otherwise, we'll travel down under and play against Australia. Remember, the US beat Australia for the cup itself 2 years ago. St. Petersburg.
By the way, Stefan Edberg, who also has been playing some real rough-looking tennis of late, he is going to be representing Sweden next week against Australia. He says, I'm sure we've lost 2 years in a row in the first round. I'm going to try to change that around. Hlasek wanted a call. I think he wanted it called out. He did not get it.
He did not want to call it in, that's for sure.
He did want, I mean long. Sorry, Cliff.
You're on the ball tonight, Cliff, is it?
Thanks, Fred, thank you. You're not with your voice. You just...
Must have had some good dinner in the press room.
Mancini holds on, he's got a break and leads 3 games to 1. Only 1 break in the match so far. First game of the second set, 3-1 and 1 set to love. Courier and Edberg, Becker, Sampras and Steek. The first 2, though, will change places at the end of this week.
It was a surprise to Edberg to find out that even though he lost to Robbie Weiss here early on, that he could regain the #1 ranking from Jim Courier if he were to lose his semifinal match, which of course he did. When he was told of that, right after his loss against Weiss, he said, really? Well, I don't deserve it. He does not feel like he's playing #1 in the world tennis at all these days, and he's not. And frankly, since Courier became #1 in the world, he is not playing nearly as well as we saw him play when he won the first Grand Slam of the year back in Australia. He's been very surprised, in fact, Courier, that he has been so distracted by all of the media attention, the opportunities, the endorsements. He says he's lost his way with his tennis. He's got to get back to that.
21 of 39 for net points and 8 of 10 Mancini. Look at that and you say, geez, Mancini only really been in 10 times. High percentage when he goes in, though. That 40 love, Mancini swings rather wildly. That one goes long. They'll change ends. 3 games to 2. Mancini will serve with the lead in the second set when we come back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Hey, guys, back.
Absolutely.
What were you? I missed something.
Yep.
I was not.
Best
I had my
example of that
headsets
was
off.
Jeez.
I'll say anything, Brian. Just tell me.
Who?
Oh, Sandy got it.
Zach? Yeah. Zach?
I was very cooperative with her. What are you talking about?
You know, it's funny.
I was at the doctor. I was at the doctor's office. Mancini won the first set in the tiebreaker, leads at 3-2, and he'll serve here. He's got a break in the second set. He broke in the first game. Jakob Hlasek doing a little dance, waiting to receive service, so he is trying to make a move. Serve points 1 for Mancini. Not much difference between first and second serve. We pointed that out to you during the first set as well.
Mancini just testing the wind. That ball toss.
Just very good. Kind of stays around the left-hand side of the court to give himself the opportunity to swing at the big forehand, and open court presented itself to him, and boom. Opened it up actually with a forehand down the line.
There's a couple of faces you may recognise on the right-hand side of your screen. Rodney George Laver. Look at him, he's getting that left arm all ready to go now, rubbing it up there. Look at the size of that thing. Good friend. Marilyn Buchholz and Butch Buchholz.
That was sailed long. We've given him 2 break opportunities. There's the rocket. He, of course, won 2 Grand Slam championships, and he's made of steel.
He understood topspin in that left arm of his. In fact, Arthur Ashe called that thing a 2x4 with freckles. So strong.
Mancini must really hold on here because Hlasek is threatening. Look at the way he prepares. See how he closes the face of the racket, comes through. Real good flick of the wrist when he makes contact, and certainly great rotation of the shoulders. When Mancini hits the net cord, it certainly wins the point for him. Look at this. All this does is say, hey, this is an easy one. It's just like a lousy drop shot. And Mancini, look at the way, look at the grip he's got on that racket.
Changes it to work completely from forehand to backhand side.
Power.
Got a tremendous margin for error, too. He hit the ball that hard from where he was.
Not on grass, necessarily, that grip. And that's not a tremendous margin for error on a grass court, but on a true bouncing court, or a high bouncing court, such as red clay.
There's one thing Rod Laver really appreciates, the changes in styles. He's not somebody that says, well, everybody should play the conventional way, the way he played, or the way we played. He enjoys watching the ability these fellas have. doing things differently.
4 games to 2, and first set to Mancini. Miles an hour on that one. 30 love.
This match reminds me a little bit of the women's match between Groff and Sabatini. It was Sabatini playing like Hlasek, who was able to beat the hard-hitting baseliner Groff with all of her variety. But Hlasek hasn't come up with enough tonight. Steffi Groff had to do what Mancini has been able to do so well in this match. You know, play through it and hit the big shots, make it happen. Badly mishit there, though. 4-3 now.
Which I will see, right? This is what you mean after one round? Okay.
First game of the set, Hlasek was broken. Since then,
Okay.
Seats, please.
Cliff Drysdale with Mary Carrillo and Fred Stolley. We are watching Lipton 92 semi-final of the men's singles this afternoon. Michael Chang of the USA made his way to the final, so the winner of this match will take on Michael Chang in the final on Sunday. We're in the second set, 4 games to 3. Mancini leads. He has a break.
Mancini broke in the very first game, but since then Hlasek has only given up 2 points on serve. So again, this whole match, this whole set could be decided by that early break of Mancini. Hlasek really has to break himself.
Oh! Hlasek was going the wrong way.
Yep, he was a little hesitant to go in there, and he has been for the last set and a half. He decides to go in. Watch where he gets caught. Behind the service line to play a half volley. And that's the first time tonight that Mancini has missed such an easy opportunity. But it's getting pretty close now. This is the 8th game, and it's getting to the stage where Mancini figures, hey, I've only got a whole serve twice more, and I'm into my first hard-court final here.
He's pressuring him.
Yep. Watch when Hlasek comes in, he spins that racket in his hand. That's just one of those nervous habits that players have. He's never going to lose that racket. It's just one of those things that you do.
It's not a grip change, is what you're saying.
Not a grip change, no.
No, but it does give you, it makes people understand how easy it is to change grips when you get into the net.
And again, he can't believe his luck. He said just 1 more inch, that hit the top of the tape and it would have fallen over. And he would have had a couple of break points.
Yeah.
Now 30 all.
Had this similar kind of situation last game, actually. But Mancini held on then, and he's at 30 all now. Break point.
Well,
A little pressure. Mancini, maybe.
it's only the second double fault for Mancini in the entire match, so he's feeling it a little bit.
Hlasek hasn't broken yet. There's only been 1 break of serve. Mancini got that one. He's had 2 chances. Double fault. Third, 2 in this game. And so Jakob Hlasek breaks back. 4 games all in the second.
Yeah, worse than 2 in the game, 2 in a row. This puts a new complexion on this set. Hłasek's thinking now, well, boy, I didn't have to do anything to get back into this match. From 30 all, he didn't have to hit a ball to be back even.
That really is something, because this, to me, it really was starting to feel like one of those matches that's decided in about 10 minutes.
Yep.
The end of the first set, the beginning of the second.
That's what I
Mancini
thought.
taking the first set tiebreaker and breaking right away in the second. That's not true anymore. Hlasek has a big chance.
15 all.
And he can't blow it.
All.
Mancini, you can just see him looking at his lips there, and then he's getting a little dry in the mouth.
Big serve on the line. His 4th ace. Momentum has certainly changed now, hasn't it? A couple of games ago, Mancini had trouble holding serve, and the last time just gave it away. Now game point Hlasek to go up 5-4. So Jakob Hlasek is breathing a sigh of relief. Mancini on the other hand, back to serve, and we come back, and he's trailing 5-4.
Major gaggage.
Yeah.
Major gaggage.
Gagage.
Yeah.
At 6 p.m. today, Eastern Time, live coverage of the Vintage Arco Invitational from Indian Wells, California. We've got a great field again. tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, live coverage of the final day.
Just when Alberto Mancini thought everything was going his way, the momentum changes. What's the reaction when he misses this passing shot? Looks over to his entourage, says, I can't believe this. It's not that this match is over, but the momentum surely has swung the other way.
Well, he goofed it up on his last service game when he got real tight and double faulted twice in a row. And he was really only points from being in the final here against Michael Chang, and he knows it.
Hlassek's doing the right thing at the moment, coming into the net and pressuring him. Unforced errors. Mancini in the second set so far, 15.
Well, the difference is in the first set, Hlasek missed a lot of volleys, was passed a lot, converted only 48%. He's turned that now into just under 80%.
Yeah, that was a gift. 30 love.
Going to be an interesting finish to this set too, by the looks of things.
Clip the top of the racket.
That lob could not have been better. He's just barely over Mancini's head. He couldn't let it bounce because it wasn't high enough. He wasn't going to be given enough time. He jumps about as well as he could, but as I said, the lob just over the frame of his racket, and he couldn't get a good enough piece of it. Pretty good pressure lob there.
This is quite incredible tennis because he got that one back with a squash shot, then he rips this one down the line, and again the net cord, and right off the top of the frame. Watch where this hits Mancini's racket. Right off the top of the frame, and he barely gets it over in the open court. There's the reaction. He's back even, 5-all.
Last time they played these two was at Roland Garros, and it went all the way to 5 sets. Mancini won it. He won the first two, then Hlasek came back in the next two. He won 16. Lost 19 points on serve. Oh! That one again went right off. 16 to 20.
Now.
He came right off the top of the frame. 4 aces. I mean, didn't center that ball, not even close. What is it about that side? Mancini served a couple of double faults from there. To let Hlasek get the break back.
Well, you really don't often see that happen where players serve 2 double faults in a row. Not unless they're going for huge serves. This means that they're Both pretty uptight and nervous.
A moment ago when Hlasek made that passing shot attempt, he was out there in Mancini's corner, you know, where all his friends are sitting, and coach, etc. And he saw them out of the side of his eye, and then he looked at them, and they were all on their feet. He hasn't done well since then. That was a gift. That group over there is what we're talking about. But he's come back now. 30 all. See him thinking about it, as if to say, shall I leave this or not?
5-3.
He decided to, and it dropped in. Break point.
Thank you.
1 of 3, 1 of 2.
Oh, this second serve could be pretty short.
That first one was only 81 miles an hour.
Oh.
Really, that was a pretty gutsy play. Second serve comes into the net. Mancini saw, took his eye off it. The pressure really was on Mancini there as well, wasn't it? He knows I got a second serve at break point.
We've really seen both players' nerves tonight.
Yeah, they're gagging a little, as you would say, Mary. Well, would you say?
Yeah,
major gaggage, is that?
I'm seeing a little gaggage, yeah.
Perfectly played. Other than that, it didn't have enough height. Whistles on that return serve that some folks thought might have been out, but clipped the line apparently. Another break point. So Mancini's going to have to serve. For last time he served from that side, he lost his serve. He lost his serve once in the match, 6-5.
Cliff, you really seem to believe it's that side of the court that's causing the double faults. I think that's a fascinating. Hey, Brian?
Pointed out the fact.
Do you want me down on court?
1 o'clock tomorrow, women's final, Brian.
You better take that with you, because by the time you get down there, it's going to be...
1 o'clock. No, 1 o'clock. Yeah, 4 o'clock on Sunday. So here's Alberto Mancini with the chance to get to his first ever hard court final. But first of all, he has to win his serve. He won the first set in a tiebreak. It's 6-5. Cliff Drysdale and Fred Stolle. Mary Krill has gone down toward courtside.
Well, Mancini's certainly feeling the pressure.
flat shot from him all day off the forehand side. That time he came in and have guided it right in the middle of the net. Of 30.
Yeah, that one barely halfway up the net.
Pressure on Hlasek at that point. 30-all.
Both players have made errors off the backhand under the gun in this game. Well, Hlasek's been to a football game. He knows what it's like.
As if to say, come on, call it out, do something to help me out here. A long time for either one in the winner's circle. Big set, another match point.
I love this atmosphere. Hlasek sort of checking the mark there to see whether that was close. At this stage, anything close you want yourself.
That's right. Arms raised in triumph, and Alberto Mancini will take on Michael Chang in the final. What do you think, Greg?
Well, it's a great effort from Mancini. And to finish off with, he got two first serves in at 30-all. And Cliff, you mentioned from that end when he was in front, the same stage, same service game. From that end, he served two double faults with two service games before that. A great effort. He tried to give it away. He tried to let Hlasek back into it. Hlasek got a little tired, but a great performance from Mancini. He's a terrific fella, and it's a good effort for him to get through to the final here. Very happy for him.
You'll take on Michael Chang of the USA in the final on Sunday. So Alberto Mancini over Jakob Hlasek. He won the first set in the tiebreaker, 7-6. Second set, 7 games to 5.